Yo, what's up? It's Jazz. So I do want to warn you, I think I'm coming down with a bit of a cold, so my nose is a little stuffy. Sorry about that if I sound a little weird. My dad said I sounded a little off. So there's that. Also, I have an announcement, but I'm not going to tell you. Stay tuned for a later episode of my life saga. I don't know. So, yeah. But if you want to know why I didn't post anything this past weekend, that'll all be in my announcement video or my speed build where I just talk about random things video. So yeah, so this is my how-to build. So I wanted to start, so basically you just finish CAS, you hit the check mark, and then if you have seasons, you come to this page. If you don't have seasons, you just go straight in. So I have seasons, so I'm just gonna pick spring. And then you hit this little check. Yay! Hi, Ramchada. Ramchada. Okay, so when you have one sim, you're given $20,000. And then the more sims you have in a household, the more money you get. But it's like $4,000 more or something like that. So you kind of have to go with what you have, but you can turn on a cheat called Free Real Estate, which I'll show you how to actually. So yeah, so if you hit Control-Shift-C, if you're on a PC, and then I looked this up. I looked this up specifically for you, Jen, because I know, I'm pretty sure you said you have a, let me find it. So a PS4 and an Xbox One, you just hold all the shoulder buttons at once to get this little bar up here. I don't know what a shoulder button is, because I don't know gaming consoles, but you hold those to get these little buttons. So, I hope that helps. And then if you type in like testing, cheats, space, on. Ignore that. I'm not in a world, that would make sense. But yeah, then you just hit Control-Shift-C or the shoulder buttons. I think those are the buttons here. Okay, so then you can, so if you, I'm going to just have base game, you have these three worlds. Willow Creek, which is like suburb, Oasis Springs, which is the desert, and then Newcrest, which is just a blank world. Let's go to the desert. I don't know. You load into the desert and you just have all these. So we are going to just go to a house. So this house, we're going. Sure, phone should give me more money. So this is the how to build. So if you go up here to this build mode, then you enter build mode. So we're just gonna bulldoze the whole house or the lot, and then bulldoze all the terrain. So there you go. Okay. Now I can show you. So Control-Shift-C are the shoulder things. Testing, cheats, true. So my cheats are enabled. From here you can do free real estate, which you can just buy any house without worrying about money. Or if you just go straight into a build without making a sin, you have unlimited funds. That's what I do with most of my builds. But something that I'm building that I always like to have on is bb.moveObjects space on. And this is very handy. And then Control-Shift-C or the shoulders to put it away. So the bb.moveObjectsOn cheat, it's not really a cheat, it's basically like life-saving. It helps you so you can like move things, not really like where you want to, and it doesn't get the limits of like these two things can't be close to each other, you can just put them there. So this is basically going to be how to build. I'll build a house if I want to, you know. So down here are specific rooms that you get like just in the game. So if you click on that, you can pick the color you want, and then buy room, and then you can place it, and now I have a kitchen. And then you can just delete the whole thing and get your money back. If you click G, the grids go away. Again, if you're on console, I don't know what you click to make the grids go away. But yeah, there you go. That makes the grids go away and back. So if you place something down and then you go into live mode, so like playing your sim, and then you go back into buy mode and you delete it, you'll get back less money than you bought it for because depreciation of like it's been used now. So there's that. Okay. So then over here, so these are like these rooms or whatever. So when you're in build mode, then this is where you get your walls, your doors, and like your outdoorsy things. And you click the little room, and so like floors, roofs, everything like that. The objects by room is then you can pick by. Oh, the cat is right under my feet. Sorry for stepping on him. Oops. Oh my gosh, on Sunday was his birthday. April 11th. He's 1 year old. He's a big boy now. My little baby. But yeah, so then you can like click by room and then click by object, and you can see the objects. So you can do by like item or function. So if you want like comfort, here's some comfort items. And then things in your household inventory. I have nothing in my household inventory. Here are my funds. You can search for something. So if I just want to search for chairs, it auto to desk chairs. Or you can filter by style. A lot of times I filter by like packs. And then up here, so this is like to get your little mouse. This is, so let's say you place this couch, and then you click on this, you can copy it. So that's the copy. Click on it, delete. This is so you can look at all the swatch colors if you like. Over here, you didn't really like. So okay. So you can click on an item, click on this thing, and then you can see all their colors, or you can put it out here, so then you can see it with your design. That's to delete it, or you can just hit delete. This is, you can get something from your gallery, you can save it to your library. This you can move, so like let's say I want to move my house. I can't, there's no house. So then you can move it where you want, and you can just move the whole thing. Pretty easy. And then this bulldozes, and then you can change what lighting you have. I think I like morning the best. Okay. So yeah, so then a couple things like with kitchen stuff, so your cabinets, if you click like where you're going to click for swatches, yeah, I don't think this is open when you first get it, but I always have mine open. You click the little gears, and then you can get different, like, yeah, I'm on an island piece, but you can get like different, like parts that you want. So if you want like a corner, an end, or a rounded one, and then for cabinets it's the same, an end, a corner, or something. Upper cabinets, you also have that. So you can have end pieces, corner pieces, like the long hutch if you want it. Now I have a room. Okay, let's get some lighting in here. I like a certain light because it makes, so this little one, it's very good, like bright wise, and it's tiny. So I like that. So, some tricks of the trade. So we have a room, you like put a fridge, you like want a fridge, and so it goes to like, it like spaces by half tile. So if you click Alt, you can move it free range wherever you want it to go. So it doesn't. So if you like want it to be a little closer to something, a little further away, a little out, a little in, you could do that. Let me just throw in a cabinet so you guys can kind of see this better. So then maybe you scooch it so it's a little bit closer. So there you go. Okay, you can also. So if you click the brackets on a keyboard. Yeah, I don't know console, sorry. But if you hit the left bracket, it makes things smaller. And if you hit the right bracket, it makes things large. Look at those spoons. And then if you hit the 9, it moves things up. If you hit the 0, it moves things down. And then, so, okay, so things like auto lock into place. And sometimes you're like, that's weird, that's not where I want it. Like, I want it between. That's not, it's not the same piece. I want it between two counters. So, like, you don't want it right there. You want it, like, right in between them, but you can't lock it. So what you do is you move them all away, everything that it could lock to. And, like, you kind of want it, like, right there. So then if you click on it, and you alt it, so it's in the right space because it was already hooked on, like clicked into that area. So if you do it from somewhere else, like just on the ground, you have to get the right height, which can be a little challenging. So like you just like move it right there. You're kind of like, I think that's good. I think that's good, and then you can click your guys back in. Oh my gosh, perfect. It's between the two cabinets. It doesn't go into the wall. So sometimes it does take a little finagling, and then it's still there. So like, because you don't really quite know where things are. Oop, okay. So like, you might want to shift it a little bit, like a little more to this cabinet, a little more forward. So like that one was more forward. Oh, I want it more back. So like this can take a bit. It takes a little bit of finagling to get it like where you want it to go. So there's that. So I do that with a lot of things, like if I have something like on a dresser, like plants or something, and I want them in a certain way. I do a lot with like soap and these things by like a sink or the stove. So I do that there. Build, so like building's kind of hard. I'm not an architect, I'm a scientist. Building's a little hard. Also, each time you come with a house, it comes with a mailbox, so make sure you move that. And make sure you have a trash can. That makes the house playable. So, to start, like if you want to start with a house and you don't really know where to start, I would suggest like going to like Zwillow or like houseplans.com, houseplans.net. Just type into Google like house plans. There's a bunch of websites that have plans. And so it'll show you like a basis for a house. So it can never, like you've seen some of the videos of me trying to like replicate a house. It never works exactly. Everything looks a little bit off in The Sims when you base it on a real place. Like in a real house, it can look so pretty. You put it in The Sims, it looks so stupid. And like the scaling's always off for things. But so something that I've kind of learned, like a trick, is just like start with a box. Okay. So like that's my base house. Oh my gosh, my phone is blowing up. Off on my parents. Don't feel like I'm that cool. Okay, so you start with a box, and you just like add little bump outs to it. Like, oh, I want to bump out up here. And then like your upstairs doesn't have to be the same as your downstairs. So there you go. There's the house. So then you can have full walls, no walls, partial walls, which is what I usually keep it at. There, and then these little up-down buttons. So that's our house. And then if you click on them, you can change the height of the wall. I usually keep it just normal. You can copy them, you can move them, you can rotate them, which is always fun. You can, if you use the alligators, the less than equal than signs, I learned them as alligators, that turns things. And then like, yeah, your keys or whatever. So there's that. Okay, so roofing. Roofing's a bit tricky. I like to start, this one's, I don't know, this one shouldn't be that bad. Do you know what? The back of my house looks a little weird. Let's add a little bump out to the back of the house. Yeah? Yeah, let's add a little bump out to the back of the house. Let's add a little bump out. I'm on wall. I like box. Add a little bump out right there. That's our house. Odd shaped house, but it's our house. So then if you come all the way up, so just take a roof piece, put it in your biggest square, and just fill your square. There you go. Okay, I am going to make this a one-level house just to show you more dynamic things. So, like, this is your house. It's a one-story house. So, again, take your biggest square. Go to your square. Like, yeah, there's all these weird bump outs. Just go to your square. Okay? So, there's, like, kind of the roof. So, this button up here makes it tall or short. So, there you go. And then this button moves both. You, like, lose the little rimmy, the, like, over cloves on both sides of these buttons. So you can just drag one or another. This button brings your like little ovi clove more down overclove. I think I just made that word up. I'm so sorry. So then this is front back. And then this can make you have a curved roof. If you want to have like a little curvy curve. And then if you want to undo everything you just did. Okay. So there's that. If you want to kind of trick it, have like a secret upstairs room. So you take that. So you just make like a room that's like kind of small, just like this one's not gonna really work well. This one's not gonna work at all, but I'm just showing you. So then, what you do is you take one of these, I think they're called gable roofs, yeah. Bring it all the way over, bring it in, and then if you take these half gable roofs, and then if you can like, oh, wrong button, Jessica. Wrong arrow. Slide it over, and if you like line them up well, it can like look like one full roof piece. I should probably do the other side. Copy. This doesn't quite make sense because this house doesn't work with that. And so if you line these up, like well, they're not lined up very well because this piece is not. Okay, so they're kind of lined up here. So if you like line them up well, then it just looks like one whole piece, and then you have like this fake upstairs that you can use, but it still like looks like not super tall. So then something else you can do with roofing. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. I'm really bad at this. I'm still trying to figure this one out. So we're just gonna go with it. So if you have like 2 half gables, then you get another one and you put it here, but you like bring it down, and then you copy it. It would help if I actually hit move. And I knew what I was doing. Okay, and then you like, but if then you take this piece, am I gonna get this to work? No. Oh man, how do you do this piece? I can do this. I can do this. It's no problem whatsoever. Oh my gosh, should I do it? Yeah! You can have like a little sunroom. Okay, another little trick. So you see this? Don't really like that. So what you can do is put it all the way across, and then you have a little kind of dormer, I guess. Or you can take it to here and then copy it, place another piece so you know they line up, but then take this one and shorten it and then bring this one out a little bit. So you do get a little bit still, but it's not like all the way across. So roofing's kind of finagling. It's a lot of finagling. I actually don't think that's that bad. This is probably the best roofing I've ever done. Okay, so let's say you're holding this guy, so you could build a wall. If you hit control, then there's the little X, you can delete a wall. I know, isn't that nice? I'm gonna delete that. And so now when you click on it, this is all one room instead of the 3 separate rooms. And you can, if you click again, you can remove floor. So if you click on the house and you hit this inner button, you can bring it up and give it foundation. You can bring it down and sink it into the ground a bit if you want that, if you want your house to sink. However, okay, so if you are using debug plants, which I'll get into, if you have it on a foundation, the plant will jump up to there. So I always suggest putting it off foundation, putting your plant up against the house. I want to put my foot down, my cat is right here. So you can put the plant in and then put your foundation back up. However, that does give it, like, let's say you have a porch and some stairs, that will get rid of your stairs, so you will have to put those back in. So there's that. Some other things, so flooring. So you can do one tile, you can drag. If you hit shift, that does the whole room. And then if you hit control F, you can get little corner tiles. Can you see this? Little corner tiles, so like, if for some reason you needed to do that, like if you have like an angled room or something, that's how you do corner tiles. And then you don't have to keep holding down control F, corners, control F again, back to a full square. Yay! Okay, there's that. That also works with painting. So, one and drag, shift, whole room. Wow, this is a fun room. If there are things like in the way of something, you alt place a dresser just like in a weird spot. Your sim won't be able to get there or something. Your sim will just, like, when you tell them to go there, they'll just like wave their hand and the little like can't walk will come up. And then you'll be like, oh no. So, but something that is cool about Moved, I was able to move my feet. If, like, let's say you're trying to make the world's smallest bathroom. Bathroom's over here for some reason. So you just take a toilet. You can alt place it, and so it's kind of more just like in the wall. And then you can take your sink and just kind of, I turned it the wrong way, put that kind of just like in the wall. And then if you put just like a wall down, pretty sure that might not be functional actually, but like you can do stuff like that. There have been like bathrooms in one tile, especially if you have university. There's a shower that's just like a shower head, like a university shower or something, that can go like above the toilet and it's fine. So that's something you can do. You do have the problem of like if you put your walls up, I didn't even push it that far back, look at me go. So you can actually get it so far back, like you can basically put it like that. It's still usable. It does stick outside of your house, so maybe put like a plant there. Sometimes I'll like put a dresser, like if I have that like up against, like it's up against the wall, and you can, okay, you can't even see that. You can kind of see it, then I'll like put a dresser there to block it. Okay, so like outside things. So here we've got terrain paint. So I usually do like stone if I'm making like the little, too small, the little like entryway. I'll like put stone. I'm really bad with this too. But then you can clean up with the eraser and just be like, I don't want it on these blocks. And look, you have a little path, and then you can pick this guy up and put him right there. Also, I guess, yeah, I didn't, if you like hold and spin, click, and then alt, you can also get it more at an angle that you want. So like I want it slightly turned in. There you go. Okay, so terrain tools. I do not use this. I'm not that good. I want to build a house on a hill when I get a chance sometime when I get better at it. But, so you can make it, your terrain go up. You can make your terrain go down. And then you can change the size of things, the softness. So like if you don't want it to be such a big, I have it, then it's like softer. The speed, oh good, okay, the speed was far too fast. It was scaring me. So you can like bring that back up. So yep, I don't use it very often, kind of scares me. So then here are your plants and your trees and everything. So like, ooh, tree. Tree! Yay! Tree! Okay, so there's a lot of things in build mode that I personally just don't know. Like, I guess, kind of new to it. I just kind of build what I build and don't really mess around with it too much. Go to your command, either the four shoulder things or the control shift C for the PC. Make sure you have your cheats on. This will not work if you don't already have your testing cheats true. So, if you go to bb.show hidden objects, you get debug stuff. So then you can just click in here and go to debug. So there's all these things that like your sim pulls out, like they pull out a glass of water, but like you personally don't have a glass of water like in our catalog, so then now we have a glass of water. Now we have a giant glass of water. Sorry. Something to note, so all these things are free. Your sim will not use these. It's like, so basically these are items found in the world. So like this plant, this rock, something your sim pulls out of the fridge, like a glass of water, or a potato chip. So your sim doesn't necessarily see this as a real object. And also debug is huge. There's so much in here. Oh look, I found the plants. So they won't see this as a real object. They like will just walk through it. They won't mess with it, but like it looks nice. If you go up here and go bb.show live edit object. Yep, there you go. Okay, so show live edit objects. So you get more things. Yay, that you like wouldn't normally get. And so these are like the plants I was talking about. I'll show you a second. But you also get these too far. These buildings that are just like in the world. Also not a real thing, so your sim won't mess with it. But you have it. Like a little fire hydrant. Just to make your house look more lived in. Okay. So what I was talking about with the plant. So also if you're making like a house for other people, this is nice to keep the budget down. So when it's down to normal level, you can just move this right in. Kind of shift it around. Put it more over here. Shift it. And it's like on the ground. Then I'm going to move this out here. I'm going to move my house up a bunch. See? Up a bunch. And then, let's say you want to bring this guy in. It jumps up to the level of your house. And then you just have a floating bush, which is weird. Also, with debug, you can't clone it and put in like a new one. So like I can click on it, but I can't like do anything else with it because it's not a real object. So if you see something you like, okay, not that tree, that tree's really big. Give me like a bush, the same bush. You have to like grab a bunch. So sometimes you'll see me doing this in videos where I just like hoard all the plants because debug's, it's large. Debug's very large, and you can get lost in the things. You can get lost in the sauce. So then now I have a bunch of them, and I can like line my whole house, and it'll be great, and it's matching. Yay! Yay! My terrain's weird. Yay! So if you want to name your house, you can come up here, name your house. And also, this is why, okay, so you can get a residential type, you can get a tiny home, because I have tiny homes, I have paranormal, so I can get a haunted house. If you have get to work or die now, one of those, you can then get like community lots and do community lots or like restaurants or something. So tiny homes, this is not a tiny home. So, oh, it is a tiny home. Wow. So for micro home, you can only do 32. I'm actually sure I can make this house bigger if I still wanted a tiny home or a small home. So these things all have like, okay, wait, special things that go with them. So the micro home, you get the most like perks. You can like double your skill, like it'll come twice as fast. your bills will be less, people will like you more. There was a downfall to that, so like relationship gains are doubled, but relationship not gains are also doubled. So like if you want your love interest to really like you, bring them to your micro home, and your like love interest will go up. But if you do something they don't like, then their like interest will go down double as fast, which is bad. So if he's all like, the higher you go up, the less you get, but you still get it more than in just a normal house. And then traits. So you can make your house like certain traits. There's more traits for certain things you have, like, so dog hangouts, so just like stray dogs will come see you, and then you can just have all the dogs. It's so much fun. Like a gang, all the cats come. Where is I'm looking for it. Ley lines is where you have a higher chance of getting twins and triplets. On the dark ley line, you have a higher chance of getting vampire babies. Off the grid, no water, electricity. There are certain objects that can use no water or electricity, so that's cool. I can actually make my house bigger if I wanted. So I think that's everything. If you ever have a question about anything, feel free to just like message in the comments, message me privately, and I'll answer the best I can, or I'll look it up for you, or ask a more that's not the well-versed simmer, if they could ask. If I missed anything, please leave it in the comments below, to help other new simmers out there. So yeah, if you liked this video, make sure to like this video down below. Leave a comment if anything else you want to see, any questions you have, anything that I missed, because there's a lot in build mode. There's a lot more in build mode than in CAS. And I just hope I didn't miss anything, which I probably did, and I'm really sorry about that. So, sorry. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button so you can be subscribed to me, and I know you like me. Plus, I really appreciate it. Yep, and hit that bell notification so you can be notified every time I post a new video. My mom thinks I'm really weird that I do this, but it's fine. Okay, and I hope you have a very blessed day and a very blessed week. Bye!